What's popcorn a poppin', gamers? Welcome to Gamers Go to the Movies, the only podcast that is watching, ranking, and talking about every live-action Hollywood game adaptation in film format ever. I'm your host, Anime Danime, or Cinema Danime, and with me is Bob.
This CG's good enough to be scary, right?
Dr. Agro.
With arms wide open.
And Chris Wolfhard.
No, it's not good enough at all.
And that's right, this time we watched Silent Hill, the 2006 movie, from the guy they got back to do a new Silent Hill movie again a few months from now. Pyramid Head is sure going to show up in all of these, isn't he?
Yeah, there's no way he's not.
We can't just not have that guy. He's too important.
He's too marketable.
That's like the whole point of the series, right?
Yeah. He's in every game, right?
Totally.
Well, past a certain point, I guess what you're saying is technically very sadly true past a certain point. Anyways, for people who've never watched it, the 2006 Silent Hill movie is a horror film. That may surprise you. It features Sean Bean. That may surprise you. And it is, well, it's not Silent Hill 1, but it is mostly Silent Hill 1, but it's definitely not Silent Hill 2. But Pyramid Head's there. Before we really get into describing the plot of this film and everything else, you know, and then getting into our segments of is this better or worse than Tekken? I just want to say how weird it was watching this film and being like, oh, yeah, Sean Bean's a main character in this. That's crazy. The husband was in this film. I know he's there for the ending, but I don't remember him doing anything in the film. And watching the film, he basically didn't do anything in the film. You could basically remove him and not have lost much of what the story was.
I mean, he was trying his best.
He was trying his best. It's not his fault. They're worlds apart.
Yeah, I think that it's worth having him to add that extra layer to the movie, like to make it extra weird.
I feel like before we get into this, like we do occasionally, we need to talk about our familiarity with the franchise. See, Bob and I here, we may have messed up. We like to be very experienced in the film adaptations of games we're covering here. And Bob and I have played 3 Silent Hill games. Silent Hill 2, Silent Hill 3, and Silent Hill 2.
Hey. We also played that
360
that
version.
one.
Oh, wait, what? Oh, I mean, yes, technically we played like an hour of the way forward portable one and went, what were they thinking?
Yeah.
Oh my God. That'll be relevant knowledge. I'm
Absolutely.
Like, these loot drops in this movie are terrible. Yeah, so I thought this would be more 2, but having played 3, it's clearly much, much, much more 1. But Pyramid's head's there because that's cool.
Yeah.
It's like a weird composite of the first 3.
Yeah, It is. So that's mine and Bob's experience. Agar, what's your experience with Silent Hill?
I played the Bloober Team remake of 2.
And Chris Wolfhard, what is your experience with Silent Hill?
I played 1 through 3 and then 2 in the remake of 2.
So, you know, Bob and I are familiar with the majestic Pacific Northwest of West Virginia. But maybe we don't know all the details, like how it's now moved to West Virginia.
Again, it's like the Simpsons bit where you're at the state border. You have Silent Hill connects with West Virginia, Utah, and Washington
It
State.
might be West Virginia. There's evidence in the movie that it's not.
Oh, yeah? Is there?
Well, like, they stop at the gas station early on and they're selling gas by the liter. And if you look at the patch on the cop's shoulder, there's an outline of West Virginia and it's backwards.
What?
That's bizarre.
I don't think that's meant to like lead to anything.
No, I don't know. Part of me is like, maybe that was the hint that she hasn't been in the normal world in a very long time. Boom, doom, doom, doom. Play the song and it'll be brilliant.
So, the director of this, first of all, the Sean Bean stuff wasn't in the original script at all.
It wasn't?
Oh.
No.
Huh.
That was added because the original script had no men.
I literally said this while we were watching it. I was like, Bob, do you think they added Sean Bean because when you look at the rest of the film, it's all women?
That is the reason that entire
Holy
B plot is
shit.
there.
It's just him and the detective failing the reverse Bechdel test.
I've never caught a thing in the act so hard in my life just watching it. I did not know that. Holy shit.
Yeah, I watched the movie and I'm like, this Sean Bean shit was clearly filmed later, right?
It's so incredibly like removable from the rest, and there are a couple weird moments timeline wise, like visually. Like he shows up at the bridge to go into Silent Hill, and it's a certain time of day. They do a full exploration of Silent Hill. He comes back. It's the same time of day, but not raining for one moment, and it's really weird in that sense. It's like that's weird. Wouldn't any time have passed? What? So that makes that even more filmable because they clearly got both shots at the same moment on that bridge.
Yeah.
And interesting. Really, it was all added later, Chris.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it was shot later, but the original script that they turned in had no men. Like Sean Bean and the other like male cop were added in like at the studio's request. And the reason there's no men is because the director played the games and went like, Harry Mason's not realistic. No man could ever love his child.
Yeah, I'd heard that.
Like
That's crazy.
That is
Holy
literally
shit.
what he said. Well, not explicitly. It's like, well, it's a woman coded trait to care about your child. Like every character
Oh
in the
my
series is so
God.
feminine coded because they have emotions.
Into the garbage compactor.
Yeah,
You can't have a man cry and be sad in a movie. That's not allowed. So I guess we have to make her a woman.
I don't know. You could have replaced the cop character with the man and just still have giant breasts. Just like
You could have replaced that cop character with nothing.
nope.
There was a cop in the original Silent Hill 1. We had to do it.
If you want to dumpster a character, might I recommend the cultist who just is with the group and they're cool with that, and then they go. It's funny because I'm watching this film. I was like, I only remember two things from this movie: the ripping off of a skin of a person and tossing it at the door, horrifying, and the ending. And I did not remember who the skin thing happened to. So the whole time the cop's there, I'm like, oh man, that's going to be really sad when it's them. And then the cultist shows up and is like, hello, I'm just hanging out in the film now. And I'm like, oh, is it you? Are you just going to be here for that to happen to you and not much else is going to happen with you? Okay, yes, that literally.
The weird thing is, I remember the skin getting ripped off scene, but I didn't remember who it happened to.
Yeah,
And I'm like, I think the cop dies. Does it happen to her?
We're all on the same page. It's like, we remember that scene. Weird that none of us remember the character it happened to.
It's almost like they introduce that character like randomly and they just stick around for enough time for that to happen.
and then they're like, okay, bye.
I haven't watched this movie since it came out in like 2006. And I remember like, okay, the skin getting ripped off thing happens at the church. The only thing I remember is that's where the movie peaks. And like, I just had that as a fact sitting in my mind going through the movie. And I realized it wasn't because that's the greatest part of the movie. It's because the movie falls off a fucking cliff after that happens.
Yeah, it's really weird because playing Silent Hill 3 especially, I kind of get what the ending was based on, but it really doesn't execute it in the same way, like nearly as well. It doesn't have there are ideas in this movie, and it feels like they didn't know how to culminate them into anything near the end.
Yeah, so it kind of just was like, I guess evil boogeyman. Sure. That's what this was about.
Chris, have you seen this movie before this viewing?
No.
Okay, so this is your first time experiencing it. How was that ride?
I'm gonna be real.
Uh-huh.
This movie felt like taking an Ambien to me. Because I'm like, nothing's happening. Oh, look, there's a visual from the game transplanted directly onto the screen, completely devoid of context. Nothing is happening. More behind the scenes shit. There is allegedly a 3.5 hour cut of this film, and I don't believe that.
Oh, I want it. I want it so bad.
I don't think that's real because the only this movie is long at 2 hours.
It sure is.
Two, they had to staple on the Sean Bean shit.
Right.
Which if you took that out, it is maybe as long as it should be.
Yeah, I mean, you take out the Sean Bean stuff and the movie would be like 90 minutes. It would be a clean 97.
The only way you get it longer is make it feel even more like a video game, because it already feels very video gamey as she just wanders around these hallways.
Yes, it feels unbelievably video gamey. Like that was what I was thinking. I'm like, they did the thing where they just filmed a video game and displayed why you should never do that.
Honestly, that was the best part.
Really?
Yeah, like the whole first half when they're doing shots that are like straight from a PS1 game. That's when the movie's great. Like, that's why I love the cop. She's the most PS1 character in this movie. She is flawless at that.
Her acting was so polygonal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting because we're pretty far into the series so far, relatively, in the grand scheme of people having seen video game movies. And this is the most they just filmed video game shit happening of any of them.
I have to agree. Like, I think that this earlier part of the film where they're doing that is more interesting and comes off as the main character's losing her mind. And that's...
Yes.
that could build towards something cool. It doesn't.
It doesn't.
Unfortunately. But I would definitely take more of that over.
What is there?
Yeah. Like when they start working with the cultists, even for moments, like this isn't gonna go well. What are you doing?
Yeah. Again, it doesn't feel like they had a way. They figured out a way to weave things together at the end. So a bunch of things happened because they have to happen.
Yeah, and I think that some of the stuff they add for this, like it's a coal mining town. So the cultists are going around like coal mining outfits with the bird in the cage to try and find where the darkness is coming in. That's really neat.
Yeah.
Like that's a really neat aesthetic. I don't think that's from the games directly, but I'm not sure.
I know Silent Hill 1 has some industrial vibes to it, but I haven't played it, and it's been years since I watched the video that was in depth.
Yeah,
about the plot
it has the same like shit is rusty, all doors are locked vibe as like 2 and 3. See, going back to the filming a video game thing, it wasn't like the PS1 establishing shots with the hallways and anything that made me roll my eyes and be like, maybe you shouldn't do this. It was the way they like kept having set pieces pop in, like, here's the threat. It's chasing you, and I'm like, it doesn't feel scary. This doesn't feel scary at all. This feels like it might be scary if I was playing it.
Okay, yeah.
But the layer of detachment from the characters in the movie, like versus what you would have in a game, makes it feel very different to the point I'm just like, okay, these weird zombies aren't gonna catch them. Just can we move on? Like, no, 5 more minutes.
Yeah, and I think that what's really hurts that even more is how it looks. Like the visuals for these zombies and stuff are laughably bad.
Yeah, the nuclear...
They're a lot better than modern movies.
Okay, so the nuclear melting like zombies with the glowing inside and the baby screams.
Yeah.
Those look terrible in CGI and just like looks absolutely hilarious. In some cases, I was okay with how surreal they looked and how unnatural, but then in others, they literally were not composited right. Like, it's literally, imagine Birdemic tier of a GIF over the image. That's how bad it was in some of these shots. And I'm like, dude, I'm trying to defend you. You gotta at least look like it's in the scene, you know?
Right? Like, that was bad.
Sometimes the whole background is CG, and I'm like, you did a really good job of this for 2006. And then sometimes I'm like, we have walked into a Creed music video.
Yes.
What is you shouldn't have moved the camera while trying to do this.
That is actually why I cracked up so much at your intro quote, because I knew instantly what you were talking about.
I think that another one that really stands out to me is the weird armless dude that they meet near the beginning. That's just straight from 2.
Yeah.
And how hilarious it is. Like, the cop's asking her to stand down, and I don't think she knows.
Like, this is a fucking monster, lady. What is wrong with you?
Right?
She did hit her head pretty hard.
I was just going with, I don't think that she knows what's going to be edited in there.
That's entirely possible.
Like, it's going to be a zombie coming at you. It's like, No, it's a weird armless monster.
Yeah, with a rib cage that's the size of it, shoving out through the flesh. Like it's pushing outward to form that shape clearly. And it's like, no, there's no world where you're asking that to stand down and threatening it with arrest. I think the interesting thing there is that they literally recreate the exact vibes of the Silent Hill 2 encounter with that, where you get the crowbar. They go out of their way to just do or plank of wood or whatever. They do the tilt angle fence shot, et cetera, et cetera. And I'm just like, you know, part of that was what led up to it. And the vibes of the area that happened. This is like the outcropping of town that's a rock cliff and has a fence that goes directly into another rock cliff. It doesn't really have the same vibes. It's so weird to do such a faithful, like, we're doing the scene. And it's like, you know, things led to that, though, right?
That sure is this whole movie.
Right? It really is. I gotta say, I don't know what you two watched anytime near watching this film, but Bob and I gave it the biggest crutch in the world. We watched Superman Returns.
No. Man of Steel.
We'll technically watch Man of Steel, but for CGI, because the prior movie to Man of Steel was Superman Returns.
Oh, okay.
Because here's the thing. 2006, Superman Returns, digital video cameras. Did you know Superman Returns is the only Superman film they didn't do a 4K Blu-ray of yet? And I definitely know why, having seen it again. You cannot fix that in post. The whole screen's radioactive and middle gray. So, at very least, by and large, it didn't have that visual problem. It just has terrible CGI.
Yeah, and it's like constant. Every time they want to do a cool, the world transforming, it's like the world is fake. Nothing is real in the world.
You also get shots of her, like in the bathroom scene, for example, when it starts deteriorating into the other world, holding a flashlight, pointing it at the wall. And the moment they don't have to map it to the actress, the moment they cut to a camera angle that doesn't involve them trying to match the lighting of the flashlight to what she's doing in real life, it becomes the most unnatural, inhuman movement of the flashlight you can imagine. Like, imagine a crane arm whipping it around slowly, stochastically. And I'm just like, guys, really? You didn't think it would matter at all to make it look like a human hand tilting a light and instead looking like a 3D printer crane?
No one noticed.
No one will notice. So anyways, it was really funny to see the drop in quality that hard in between cuts in an individual scene, even in one aspect of that. Because it just looks bad. But then the moment they think they could get away with even worse, it happens. I gotta ask you, Chris. This isn't one of our categories, so I guess I'll just ask it now. Are you excited for the Silent Hill 2 movie directed by the same guy?
No.
I'm thrilled. I'm so excited.
I expect it to be this exact movie again. Like, I expect it to not even be different in any kind of interesting way. Even the VFX will look basically the same.
I feel like I'm going to get 10 out of 10 levels of enjoyment out of that film just because of how James Sunderland looks.
We really used a lot of CG to de-age Sean Bean for this role.
Come on, we don't need that going around.
Weren't we joking while watching the film about how, like, the Silent Hill 2 movie will somehow be completely chronologically and canonically tied to this one in a weird way?
Yeah, that would be really neat.
It would be hilarious.
Oh man, this is going to be rough. This new movie.
Yeah.
I didn't see its release date.
Oh yeah, fuck you! It's January.
This shit's doomed.
I cracked up so
It's
hard
gonna be
when I saw
dog
that.
shit.
It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, no, they couldn't even get it out around F or anything. They're like, no, just put it in January. That's all the studios will let us do.
I didn't know that the model who was like the motion capture and voice of Laura from the remake is Laura in this movie. That's strange.
Huh.
That's weird.
What did you say?
The person who was Laura, the voice and motion capture in the Silent Hill 2 remake, they are Laura in the new Silent Hill movie.
Oh, the one that isn't out.
Yeah, the one that isn't
okay,
out. The one that's a fuck you, it's January movie, which I feel like is weird.
Yeah, that's kind of like when Ada Wong from Welcome to Raccoon City became Ada Wong in the games.
Yeah.
That's real bizarre, and I don't know how that keeps
it
happening.
happening in reverse makes more sense than it happening
Maybe you should watch
the other
Operation
way, I
Raccoon
think.
City and decide. That's not a real movie. It is sadly a real movie, and we have to watch it for this. However,
Yeah.
I guess that since they were making the both at the same time, it made sense to some level, but it's really weird for it just to be one actor out of the set.
that's
Yeah.
true.
So this is something I thought watching this movie. When the mom is handcuffed and the cop lady is looking in the Silent Hill chasm.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I'd have knocked her ass off. Like some freaky cult shit is happening and you're trying to arrest me for going in this town and you're standing on the edge of a cliff not paying attention to me, your ass is going in.
Just make sure you do the Casey Jones oops as you fucking knock her off.
It'd be really...
That's the only way to do it.
I am surprised she survived so long in this film.
Yeah.
I really thought she was dead immediately when the zombie spit acid on her. Like, I'm like, oh, she's dead now. Okay. But no, she stuck around.
I thought it was super weird. How do I phrase this? Not the way she died, the way she should have died, even though it was super lame. At the elevator, when they beat the shit out of her and then beat her with pipes as the camera pans up until she stops making noises, which I should state is cinema language for she's dead and her skull's broken.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
So when she shows up and her face is like, oh, I got hit a couple times.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah, that was weird.
It was like there's 3 miners and main cultist leader, and she's got the empty gun trained on them. I'm like, yes, this is brilliant. They're idiots and don't know what a hold open slide on empty function is. So you can bluff them until you can, get around them and escape. And then she just pulls the trigger and stands there with a smug look on her face while they beat the fuck out of her with pipes.
Yeah, that was pretty disappointing, especially after the performance of, oh yeah, she's beating him to death with this baton.
Yeah.
One of them even gets her head caved in. I was like, well, why didn't she keep going with that?
Well, she won a moral victory, I guess.
Oh, yeah? Did she?
Get the crazy cultist? Okay. Also, man, the story of this movie is weird. Like,
Yeah.
this cult is obviously evil and been dragged to this limbo by the evil presence, but their faith is keeping them protected, even though they're here because their face is also evil. Like, what's happening?
Here's another reason I don't like this movie, and it probably shouldn't exist. So much of this movie became the basis for those Western Western Silent Hills. Like, this movie was the basis.
How so?
Those lean really heavily into the cult shit in a way that the first game basically doesn't at all. Even more than 3, they lean into it. And the whole plot of it being based on Centralia, the town that has the burning coal mine under it, which is in both of those Western ones, I think, came from this movie. That was not original. Like, that was not the intent with Silent Hill originally at all. To the extent that staff from those games have come out and been like, no, we didn't base it on that. People think we did because of the movie, but no, we didn't. And after like being relatively familiar with those 2 Western ones, I'm like, yeah, I can see so much of that in this.
Yeah, Bob and I haven't played any of the Western-made Silent Hills, aside from an hour of the Vita one made by Way Forward.
Right.
Which is really not a real Silent Hill. Like, not even a fake. Not even a real fake Silent Hill.
Mm-hmm.
That's just a thing.
Also continuing the very weird trend of dog shit movies taking inspiration from good anime. The ending was taken from Urotsuki Doji, the old hyper-violent OVA. Like with the barbed wire killing all the cultists at the end.
Oh,
The director was like,
that.
I took that from this old anime.
All I could think watching that was like, okay, what's the barbed wire represent? Is it anything?
It represents this fucking movie is over.
It's like, did she feel trapped?
It's a metaphor for that tree in Evil Dead 2.
But the funny thing is, it represents them not being able to do what the director originally wanted because of there not being time, having there be 6 pyramid heads that killed all the cultists.
Jesus.
That
would have been so funny.
It would have been memorable and funny.
I the whole time when that stuff was happening and the cultists are banging on the door trying to get back out to escape the razor wire, I was like, well, Pyramid Head's going to knock down the door and then they're going to be messed up on both sides. No? Nothing? Okay, the movie's over. We're out of money. Got it.
I want to talk about, like, I feel like the cult surviving their damnation through their extreme consternation and stubbornness to acknowledge that they're dead and that they are evil and the cause of their own demise and the demise of others is an interesting concept that could have been developed and delivered upon. And it really isn't.
Yeah, it's just kind of thrown out there and not...
It's just like, oh, we couldn't get into the house of Gad. Thanks for getting us in. Okay. Do we have any? No, we're done. The movie's over.
It's just Rose is driving back home. What did we learn here today?
Right?
Yeah, and I feel like maybe in a movie that was more developed and sought out, there might be something behind when Rose goes into the underground and then the evil girl goes inside of her. There might be some implication about pregnancy and maybe they had to adopt because she couldn't get pregnant or something, but that wasn't in the movie. I'm just making all that up.
Right, yeah.
But something like that would make sense in a movie like this.
You're like doing the Space Jam reach to where should be a basketball hoop, but is nothing.
Yes.
I'm sorry. For some reason, in the middle of you saying that, though, I started cracking up because I got the very strong and vivid image of what if the hot cop lady was in fact replaced with somebody from Milwaukee who's just screaming like Mike Stacklasa as they're being burned on the ladder. And that mental image, when I was like, oh, that would have been amazing. Just this scene that should be horrifying and terrible, just yelling like that would be unbelievably funny.
The burning scene. I did not. It took me a while to realize. Oh, they're gonna stop here above the fire and like let the heat cook her. Mm-hmm. Because I'm looking at them lower the ladder down, thinking,
we're doing the same
Did you do
thing.
the math? She's going to overshoot the fire.
Yeah, Aggro and I are literally doing the same thing because I was doing that out loud while watching with Bob. I'm like, that angle's not right. It's going to miss the fucking fire. What are they goddamn doing? You guys are really bad at this. How many witches have you burned?
I thought it was really funny that they got what they consider the demon child, but they're still like, we gotta burn the cop first, you know? We got time. It's like, you don't, but okay, you can go ahead, I guess.
It would have been so funny if the cop even made that point of like, you just got done beating me senseless. Aren't you more interested? No? Okay, at some point you're into this. It has nothing to do with you hating me.
It's a little weird that like you've got the cult, and like we were talking about this before. And they're in the church, and the cult leader's like, you know, our faith will protect us from the evil that's trying to get us from the demon, and like the movie's trying to present that she's crazy and they're wrong, but they're not in this context.
Right, it's working.
When the town was still on Earth, sure, you guys are crazy, but it turns out that now everything you're saying is kind of working.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's weird and backwards, and I thought that, like when they first go to the church and they meet the witch outsiders, like don't go in there with them. They're insane, and they just think that they're protecting themselves, but they're not really. And it's like, but they kind of are.
Yeah, no.
So it is weird.
The
like
movie
you think
just,
they'd get the comeuppance that wasn't from some action, but rather from their own problems.
The movie has like 7 allegories and 7 threads and 7 different things that don't really culminate into a cogent idea. Mm-hmm. And that's one of them.
Yeah, like, Chris, how much of one's plot is in this movie?
Like the basis, there is a cult. That's kind of where it starts and ends.
Also, it happens in this town called Silent Hill. It's very foggy.
I mean,
And the chasms, the huge chasms, are a thing I associate the most with 1 because they constantly block your path everywhere in that game.
and doesn't 3 reference this little girl?
I mean, 3 is all about the whole, cult.
Yeah, 3 is the first time they introduce like a more developed cult.
Because
In 1, it's like barely there.
and I got to stress this to aggro and mild spoilers to anyone who hasn't. Silent Hill 3 is a direct sequel to 1. It takes place very identically in that universe. It involves a lot important characters from 1. So them developing it more and then this taking from that makes sense in that way.
Right.
But what if we also had Pyramid Head?
And also, we have to put the nurses in there.
This is important to me.
I think the nurses are in 1.
Yeah, I was actually
don't
just about
remember.
to ask you because
Are
I
they
feel
in
like
1?
I feel like they may also be in 1.
I'm pretty sure they're in 1 because in one of the flashbacks where she gets burned, they show like the blonde nurse. That's a character in 1.
Oh, like the single nurse that isn't like the nurses from 2?
Yeah, the one that's like in the flashback.
Oh, I figured she was just like this movie's way of justifying having the nurses from 2 in this movie.
No, the nurse in 1 is a real thing, and she like melts at some point.
But she isn't a basic enemy type like the ones in 2, right?
I think she's in there.
But yeah, that's the thing. The design's very 2. And in 2, the nurse has a metaphorical reason. In Silent Hill 2, there's a reason the nurse is really sexy and attacking James. He's the victim.
Yes, they are in 1 because part of the thing is that there's like a nurse that is normal, and then there's also monster nurses.
Okay. That could, again, with the plot of 1, make sense. Sometimes a sexy nurse is just a sexy nurse. And spooky.
that is rarely the case.
Agro, are you constantly having medical care applied to you by people who appear to be sexy nurses, but in fact are strippers? Is this what you're telling me?
I mean, I feel like if we broadened a few of those definitions, I could agree to that sentence. So this movie is that rare case where it's like if you watch the Silent Hill movie and you're disappointed in it, don't worry. I can solve your problem. There are 2 other movies you need to go watch right now, and that's Hellraiser and Paranorman.
What a weird combo.
Right? But you just watch both of those movies, and you never have to look at the Silent Hill movie again.
That's funny because I was watching this and like, oh man, it's such a neat thing to see all this stuff in the first time in a live action film, other than Jacob's Ladder.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's sad though because their scope and ambition with the environments means it doesn't look as powerful as it did in Jacob's Ladder,
No,
which is
not at
why
all.
Jacob's Ladder was such a good visual touch tone for Silent Hill.
Yeah, that movie looks immaculate.
Yeah.
Unlike this.
Yeah. That's what a shame. I'm sitting here praying that these budgets are very different. That they must have spent a decent amount of cash on
Jacob's Ladder?
Jacob's Ladder. I'm looking
Might
this up
just
now.
be a 90s movie with a smaller scope and really good effects.
It
Yeah,
could
it has
be
like half the budget of the Silent Hill movie.
Fuck off. I hate everything.
Yeah, no, doing the CG isn't cheap.
I know that.
But don't worry, in the past 5 years, there has been a monumental effort to rehabilitate this movie.
Oh, yeah?
Like there has been multiple articles from places like Polygon and other gaming sites being like, the Silent Hill movie was actually good. And it's like, no, it's not.
I mean, I enjoyed it a little in theaters, just like I enjoyed it a little rewatching it, but
Yeah, it's like fine. Like it's not offensively bad. It's just not great.
It's just kind of boring, I think. Like, I don't.
Right. The worst this movie gets is cheesy.
Right?
But at the same time, like, there's so many better horror movies you can watch, which is kind of the trouble of turning a game into a game like a game so inspired by films back into a film. Because it's like, well, have you watched every single film that inspired it? Those are all probably going to be a better bet.
But this had the Silent Hill song in it.
True.
It does.
It
I
did.
think it just uses the soundtrack.
Yeah. Yeah, which was funny because when we hit the credits, they're like, music by. And I'm like, no, that's not Akira Yamaoka. Who is this? We licensed 2 songs, though, that weren't Silent Hill, like just radio play music.
Yeah.
Fucking Ring of Fire playing on the jukebox.
I laughed. I was
right? I'm like, I get it.
ah.
Honestly, like that right around there is where I started to think this movie is a sci-fi original movie whose budget got out of control.
Yes, that is very much how it feels with the actors they chose and the performances they give. And I don't think the VFX look that bad, especially for the time. But there's definitely parts where it's like her hair is bleeding into the green screen. You couldn't adjust that. You couldn't make that not happen.
Yeah, that was weird. But also, we just came from Superman Returns, which couldn't not cut off half of his face trying to do a green screen shot. And even though they put it at night, they couldn't make it look natural.
It's not good time for films. Not a good time.
No, 2006, as it turns out, is a pretty fucking bad time for films. We were just talking.
In all media, right?
Yeah, we were just talking about how it's like, man, it's crazy how we got into digital videos being used, digital video cameras being used in movies, Digipape being used in anime, and all these other things all happening at the same time. And it's like, we took this blessing that was like Moore's Law and the technology boom and used it to destroy the integrity of art for no reason. Because as I said, like, you know, as I said to you, Bob, it's not like it got cheaper.
No. Don't worry. We're also starting 7th gen gaming. Everything was going great.
Everything was going great. All the games feel worse. They run worse on average, and they look brown.
Okay, so I would like the help of the room in piecing together the timeline of events in this movie.
All right.
Actually, to start with, Rose's daughter. Is she literally Alessa's daughter, or are they speaking metaphorically?
I think literally this is one of those. I don't know. You know,
well, they explained that like
the goodness,
she's the good spawn from Alyssa's daughter. Like it's separated off into a separate entity.
So like the demons split her up with demon magic, and she's not literally her daughter.
I guess it's, I mean, literally is, but it's just another creature of the same exact.
Okay, when I use the word literally, I mean it literally. Like she was not impregnated and gave birth to this girl.
No.
But she might have not been impregnated and gave birth to this girl.
Like while she was burned?
I think that this is like she magically spawns in.
Yeah, like that's what I think. Like she split off her soul when the demon moved in. So they said that the bad stuff happened like 30 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And that girl's like 11?
Yeah, so I guess that she goes...
This is a thing in this game the first game that I didn't really understand in the game. It's just like, the bad thing happened and they're a child now.
Yeah, I was watching this video essay that explained the plot of Silent Hill 1 many years ago at this point, like 3 years ago. And I also hit that point and I went, so... Wait, maybe I just don't understand the timeline.
Right? Like that's weird. I guess like 20 years after this horrible event, they finally culminated and divided off its goodness and then put that in an orphanage. And then 10 years later, this movie happens. It's really not clear why.
Yeah, no, it's...
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
Who knows? Silent Hill. Which, oh my God, no. The girl, the opening sequence where they're looking for the girl sleepwalking, beautiful, gripping, well shot, tense. Her screaming Silent Hill, clown shoes, honk honk, what are you doing?
Yeah. That might be one of the most hackish parts of the entire film. It's just like, how do we open our film in a dramatic way? And I'm supposed to be like moved and concerned and like all these other things. And all I'm thinking of is, hey, I want to know what happened like leading up to this exact moment. Did she run from their home to this cliff? Did they stop the car and stop on the side of the road and she ran away and did this?
Well, that she sleepwalked out of the house.
She sleptwalked all the way to the middle of this. This is some severe sleepwalking. We're lucky she didn't get hit by a car.
Mm-hmm.
We should be counting our blessings here.
Yeah, we're lucky she didn't get hit by any of the dump trucks they CG'd onto the road.
We're so lucky. Yeah, that was a I'm serious. That opening might be the most hackish thing in the entire movie, because as it turns out, you call someone a hack when they construct a thing, and then you look at it and you go, "This accomplishes none of what you were interested in doing," and you should kind of feel bad at your limited ability and skill set. So the end of the movie, when they drop every plate they're carrying and they all shatter on the ground, I go, that was an accident. You could have carried all of that to this one point. That was too much. I understand. Because otherwise it would be the ending, because oh my God. The weird thing is I'm trying to remember how the boss of 1 looks, because I feel like the boss of 1 and the boss of 2 kind of fused into this.
Yeah, this has a weird amount of boss of 2 energy.
It's pretty much entirely the boss of 2. The boss of 1 is like Baphomet. Like, it looks like it's just straight up Baphomet.
Holy shit.
Like, yeah, it is literally Baphomet. It's a dude with a goat's head and demon wings.
That's really funny.
That's wild. Why wasn't that the final boss of this game?
And then you kill it by riddling it with gunfire from a hunting rifle.
Correct move. This is how we deal with demons.
Now, granted, the guy from Twin Peaks had to walk in and throw piss on it for that to work.
Oh, okay.
So this is like Death Stranding.
That is indeed the how it works.
It is weird that this didn't have more Twin Peaks vibes, given its obvious inspiration.
Yeah, I feel like the director maybe didn't know.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm glad he's getting a second swing.
Uh-huh.
In his defense, he has said that his artistic sensibilities have changed dramatically since that movie came out, and it is not actually related to the first one.
You know, I would also say similar things if I made a movie in 2006, period. Anyway, we got to get to our segments. Any last things you want to talk about that you feel like won't be covered in that? Okay. Let's get to it. Gentlemen, we need to review this. Thumbs up, thumbs down, or thumbs sideways. Which way are you going on the Silent Hill movie? We're going to start with Dr. Aggro.
I have got to give this one a thumb sideways. Like it's not like good, but it's one of those movies I'm kind of fond of. I'll watch it again.
Bob?
Yeah, I'm also going to go sideways. This isn't really like bad. It's okay. Like if you just want something Silent Hill shaped vaguely, sure.
I'm also going sideways. It's like, I wouldn't say it was so terrible that I would. Yeah, in the grand scheme of movies, it's fine. It's okay. It's not great. Chris?
I have to give it a thumbs down because I can think of no scenario ever in which I would recommend someone watch it.
I'm looking forward to that last segment.
Like, is it offensive? No. It's kind of neutral, but, you know, the opposite of love isn't hate, it's ambivalence.
So then I think we should lead the next section with you. Chris, is this worse than Tekken?
God, no. God, no, it's not. This is a bad video game adaptation. Tekken was... We got these high schoolers to make a movie for $80 million.
You would be surprised how easy it is to get high schoolers to make a movie for $80 million.
I'm sorry, 30 million.
Okay. I'm also going to say no. God, no. Not even close. There's only been one movie so far I've thought, well, actually, no, two, that I thought were worse than the second movie. This ain't it. No. Bob?
No, of course not.
No? Aggro?
the part of the credits where Sean Bean's name appears clears the Tekken movie.
Well, coming up next is star power. It's a 1 to 5 category. How powerful do you think was the star power in drawing people into the theaters? We're going to start with Agro. Agro, you might have some Beanly thoughts.
I do. I'm an enormous Sean Bean slut. But like it's 2006, and you've also got Rhoda Mitchell and Laurie Holden in it. Rhoda Mitchell, the woman who played Rose, like she was in Pitch Black in 2000, Man on Fire in 2004, Phone Booth in whenever the fuck Phone Booth came out. Nobody remembers Phone Booth.
It's true.
So she was hitting at the time. What's the woman who played the cult leader was also the Borg Queen in Star Trek First Contact.
I knew I recognized her.
No, I spent the whole movie like, I've seen this woman do this bit before. Who are you?
Yeah, that is the same exact performance. Oh my god.
That's wild.
So yeah, like we don't have like surprising chart toppers here, but I'll give it a 4. This is they took a swing on the cast here.
Chris, how do you feel about this?
I'll give it a 3. Even if I don't really like the movie, there's a lot of actors that were relevant at the time and also who remained relevant. Like I think Lady Cop had a major role in The Walking Dead later.
Oh shit.
Huh.
That's awesome.
I think they might also be in The Boys. So like they have some fans, and Sean Bean's there even if he was written in later.
I'm gonna come in a little lower. I'm gonna say this is like a 2 out of 5. I don't remember any human at the time being like, oh, I gotta see that. Sean Bean's in it.
Right?
I don't really think anyone in this movie, like Sean Bean's far and away the highest profile human in this movie. Like far and away.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anyone is truly like Hollywood star tier. Like not just they're an actor and they're on paper famous, but they have star power. I don't think Sean Bean has what you would call star power. I don't think I've heard a person say, I need to see this movie. It has Sean Bean in it. Now, has a human said this? Of course. Is he in this call right now? Maybe.
You haven't heard me say that because I've already seen the stuff with Sean Bean in it. Why would I need to say that sentence? Also, this is the rare instance where you get to see Sean Bean do an American accent.
So I'm giving this a 2 out of 5. I feel like we could have come in stronger. We could have gotten a Sigourney Weaver. You know, this isn't the Borderlands movie. That got a lot of celebrities.
Yeah, it did.
It's a bad movie. It's worse than this.
Obviously.
Bob, what do you think?
Yeah, I feel like even a lot of those we listed out, like with the person who played Rose and the person who played the Borg Queen, it's like they aren't big timers. Like Borg Queen feels like she's in a sci-fi movie, like a made-for-TV sci-fi movie. You know, it's not really what it is. And yeah, Sean Bean's the only like real big person. So yeah, I'm gonna let it a 2 as well. It's just not enough. I know that I watched this and it was actually said out loud. I was like, you know, none of these are chart toppers, but like I think they're performing fine. Like their acting is good.
Their acting's very good. I'm surprised this movie isn't a product of terrible acting.
Right.
Every failure is special effects or writing.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like. It's funny though. Bob and I both out loud said the thing about like, you know, I don't know who these people are, but they're really good actors. When we hit the Borg Queen.
Yeah,
like
right.
Literally we both in the middle of the movie we were like, yeah, I don't know who the hell this person is, but like their performance is great. It's like they were the Borg Queen. Please remember. And I'm like, sorry, I haven't seen the Star Trek films recently. I'm too busy watching every Superman film. Bob, why didn't we rewatch the Star Trek films? I feel like that would have been a better use of time.
I still remember them too well. And I really don't want to rewatch those.
Clearly you don't. You didn't recognize the Borg Queen.
Yes, I didn't recognize Liddy is fully make-uped up.
Yeah, what the hell? This next category is faithfulness on a scale of 1 to 100. We just went over each of our experiences with the game, and with that in mind, let's get started. Chris, where would you put the faithfulness of Silent Hill 2006 at?
Like 60%. They carried over a lot, but kind of none of what they should have. You got lots of like they do the Silent Hill 2 thing where they step between buildings.
Yeah, they took that shot directly.
Yeah, like they did that. There's Pyramid Head. There's enemies directly from it. The thing at the end really resembles the final boss of 2. You know, they have Girl Cop, but like none of that is what they should have taken. So 60 is where I think 60%.
I'm going to go ahead and put mine at about 70. It feels like it's not as faithful as the Borderlands movie. The Borderlands movie is pretty faithful in a lot of ways, and this is a little bit less because of change with lore and other things as such. But it is still really faithful. I still don't agree with West Virginia, though. Just to be
like
clear.
as a setting or in general?
I don't need to get into one of those topics here on this podcast. Dr. Agra, what do you think?
Yeah, I think I'd split the difference there at about a 65. There's a lot of Silent Hill stuff they have directly picked up and just crammed into this movie. Maybe not to the movie's benefit of just stuffing all of this Silent Hill iconography in there, but also on the flip side of that, going, hey, that's directly that thing from Silent Hill is kind of the best part of this movie. So
it's kind of like the Imagination or whatever Mario movie. Wow. They're doing the thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now it's time to clap.
Bob, where do you put the faithfulness?
Yeah, no, I think it is around a 70%. Like it's pretty accurate, like not 100% or anything, but it has a lot of this stuff. It even has a moment where she finds a piece of some random key that she needs.
That's
like,
true.
There were so many things like, yeah, that was just in the game and I took it.
It was so bizarre when she reached in that body to pull the thing out of its mouth in a very, this is directly from the game gameplay-wise moment.
Mm-hmm.
I would think 70, like I'm curious what my co-hosts think. I think 70% is maybe more accurate than we expect most of these to come in at.
Right, yeah, this is definitely above average.
yeah.
I feel like Dead or Alive and other things of that tier will maybe not be as faithful, but who knows? We haven't gotten there yet. Maybe soon. Bob, would you say this is a suitable substitute for playing the game?
Which one?
I'll let you decide what you think I'm asking.
Not any one particularly, but if you just want to generally understand what does Silent Hill like, yes, absolutely.
Okay. It's
think, like, yeah, there's a town, it's foggy. There's spooky stuff happens in it.
You know, it's kind of like the difference between like eating a meal and would you like to try the sample, sir?
Right.
Yeah. So in that way, it's like, well, it's a good substitute for me figuring out what the vague flavor was over there.
Mm-hmm. It's like, yeah, if you watch this, sure, you kind of understand what a Silent Hill is.
Chris, how do you feel about this?
Absolutely not. I feel like it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, if you look at their Wikipedia pages, they have similarities.
Boiled down to their core components.
Yeah,
Sure
like
is
it's like we're
carbon.
getting into Full Metal Alchemist. The components of a human body are.
Aggro?
Yeah, that's I'm trying really hard to agree with Bob on this. Because yes, you can watch this Silent Hill movie and get by in a conversation about the Silent Hill games. You'll be fine. And in trying not to devalue the segment by going, well, yeah, there's something core to playing a game that's different than watching a movie.
Mm-hmm.
I've only ever played the Bloober Team remake of Silent Hill 2. But even there, it's clear that outside of just the aesthetics of Silent Hill, there is something core to the experience of this series for which playing the game is essential. Not because the game is written differently, but because playing through it as a game is core, I think, to getting the experience on offer here.
So that's coming in at a hard no?
Right.
Okay. God, the word substitute is such a load-bearing word in this category name. Substitute for the game. You know, Splenda is a sugar substitute. That's literally what they call them.
Yep.
I think, understood in that context, like, is this a substitute for the game? I'm going to say maybe. I'm going to say yes. I'll go with yes, because it really does.
Fair.
Like, if you liked watching this movie, you should play the games. And in such, it functions that way. The Warcraft movie could have never functioned in that way, of you watching the movie as a substitute for playing the game. But I feel like this actually somewhat does accomplish that goal. I feel like this actually does give you a sort of sample of like, hey, this is what that game would be like if you would put up with what the gameplay is in order to enjoy it. And I'm like, oh, cool, I'll get around to that. And it only took me 17 years. And then I did it. It was a pretty good time. So I'm going to put the world's thinnest yes. Should they have adapted this back into a game? Is the next category, and I'm afraid because we haven't played all the Western made ones.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like maybe they did. Maybe that was a bad idea.
Yeah, it sounds like that might be the case. But should they have done that is the question, and we're just going to focus on it like that. Literally, Dr. Agro, I am asking you, should they have adapted this movie back into a Silent Hill game? Your thoughts?
Hear me out.
Uh-huh.
This movie is what Bloober Team should have made the game out of.
It did revolutionize, or did have that revolutionary thing of switching the universe mid-game, which they were so proud of in their previous game.
Oh, the medium.
Yeah, the medium.
I mean, we were talking before about how, like Chris said, there's a 3-hour cut of this movie out there. I think this story really could have used time to breathe, some more space to add stuff in, maybe explanations for what some things are or how certain timelines add up. And if there's one thing Bloober Team has proven they're really good at, it is stretching the fuck out of a Silent Hill experience.
That's true. You know what? I agree with that. They should have just made this into the game, because at least then it would be more distinct and have more reason to exist and not just be the first game with oatmeal funneled in.
Huh. I'm gonna say I don't think I'd be happy that a video game adaptation of this existed. I'm gonna put no. I don't think they should have done that. I think we're in a better timeline marginally that they didn't.
You didn't want to see video game Sean Bean?
Look, if you put in front of my face, you know, Dragon Ball on PSP style, JPEG of Sean Bean with text beneath him, I will be elated. But no, I don't want to play that game. Bob, do you think they should have adapted it back into a game?
Probably not. This is kind of like a weird greatest hits album. It'd be weird to turn this into a game.
Yeah.
I need to read exactly what I wrote for this segment in my notes.
Okay.
They did it quite twice already. They were called Downpour and Homecoming.
So should I ideologically put N/A under Chris?
I would put if Bloober Team would have been better off doing this than what they did, but I still do not think they should have done it at all. So it's no.
Okay. Do you think this movie would adapt well into an FMV game? I don't. It has some components that maybe could have, but there's a lack of energy there that would have made for a compelling FMV game experience. I feel like it's not quite there. There are definitely enough run away from the spooky monster moments that you could have gotten action scenes, but I don't think this converts well. I don't think this FMV game would be good. Bob?
Yeah, no, it wouldn't. Like, we have a few running away moments, but there really aren't enough strong weird character performances for that to really hold up. Like, you need a good bit of people yelling at the screen or something. It just wouldn't have much.
Yeah, because you need something to go in between the yelling and the running.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know that you could cut a thing that worked for that. Chris, how do you feel? Should they have made a FV game out of this? Would that have gone well?
Probably, because like I said, the game has so many weird, they're wandering around a Silent Hill environment and then gameplay happens, but it's a movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you could really easily just put the big arrows over scenes in this movie. I'll hit it so you get out of the way. So yes, the answer is yes.
Aggro.
You know, that scene with the Pyramid Head's got the two ladies stuck in the room and he's shoving his knife in.
Yeah.
It's like, is this movie filmed for 3D? Like, that's the only thing I could think of during that.
Honestly, that scene is why I'm saying yes to this question. Because he shoves the knife in and I can see the arrows on screen, and then he shoves his hand in to reach for the bar, and I could just see like the police knots reticle. You have to get over his hand in time to pull the trigger.
Can I say how impressive it is that you can watch a scene in a movie and literally go, if this was a hokey 3D film, it would be better. It would make more sense that they're doing what they're doing right now. There would be any reason that it is this goofy. That's probably not good. It's probably not good to have your movie give those vibes. This is probably the most fitting movie so far to ask this question about. Do you think this movie is normal person friendly? Would you let a normal friend of yours, a normie, if you will, watch the Silent Hill movie? Would you do that? We're going to start with Dr. Aggro.
100%. I have pitched this movie to people before. Like, oh, I don't really know the games. Like, no. You don't need to play the games. There's a scene in this movie where Pyramid Head, you've been to the internet, right? You've seen Pyramid Head? Yeah. There's a scene in this movie where Pyramid Head rips a lady's skin off.
And then just throws it at a door.
Yeah.
Fucking wild. Yeah, I'm gonna say this is very normal person friendly. I'm gonna say that this is like, again, this is the sampler platter. This is like, Silent Hill. It's kind of like this. If, a lot of bad horror films that were just really mediocre, but not truly terrible, we made it out of that. Here's Silent Hill homeopathic, but instead of water, we used mediocrity. Chris, how do you feel? Would you let a normal person watch this? Would you tell your normal friend, sure, whatever, watch it?
No, probably not. Again, not out of it being bad. It's just like, you could pick most horror movies and have a better experience, I think. Like, it just has such... Unless they expressed interest in it already.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if they were like, should I watch it with the understanding that I'm not watching a good movie? Like, it's for edification. Then sure. But like I said, I can see no reason I would ever recommend anybody watch this.
Yeah, I can't, I feel like there's a thing where there's just an insane, huge amount of just bad horror films these days. Like, I don't watch horror films in general, but I feel like that's the sentiments I get from watching like Red Letter Media and stuff of, no, they just release trash after trash after trash.
Oh yeah, no, the Red Letter Media's covered completely not noteworthy streaming horror films that have come out for the last 3 years. Off the top of my noggin, I can think of a few they did that just seem more worth your time to watch, I suppose.
Okay.
Because, and the reason they're more worth your time is because, well, at least they're an original thing.
Yeah, okay.
But, again, that doesn't mean I would say don't watch Silent Hill, watch those.
Mm-hmm.
It would be more like, whatever. It's not especially worse than those.
Right. Like I said before, I have a lot of affection for this movie. Like, I put it in the pile with Lake Placid 3. Like, we all know what we're here for.
Bob, is it normal person friendly? Would you?
Oh yeah, I think it's plenty fine for normal people. I actually like this more than a lot of horror films because it's not scary. Like, I don't like horror films. This is better to me because it's not even really scary at all.
Yeah, I mean, your thing with a lot of horror films is not only that the scary thing; it's like the morbidity angle, right?
Yeah,
and this doesn't have Saw-like morbidity, to
right?
it.
They won't focus super much on the violence. They won't do a ton of jump scares. Like this is like horror setting, but not really jump scare heavy.
And then when they get to the end, it looks so much like a video game,
Right? It's
that it doesn't matter that the razor wire is tearing people apart because they're literally popping like balloons.
And again, I would recommend normal people see it just because it's like, yeah, it's Silent Hill-esque. Like if they want a weird introduction to the games, you could do worse.
You could do worse. Konami saw to that. I've played Silent Hill. Which one? The Way Forward one. That's not even close to a Silent Hill, man. It is funny that there are official Silent Hill games that are a worse way to get introduced to Silent Hill than this.
Right.
That's incredible. Anyways, that's going to do it this time on Gamers Go to the Movies. Fun fact, this was almost us reviewing Rampage this week. Wonder why that changed. All right, spooky. Anyways, see you next time. The executive producers for this month's GigaBoots videos are Spaceman Spiff, Red Blaze 27, Brendan O'Sullivan, Cooper Tank, BN12, Rado, and Veermvarm. Thank you very much to our executive producers and also these guys. If you want to become an executive producer or a normal patron, head on over to patreon.com/gigaboots today.